we could be looking at one of the most important consoles of the last decade. One that would win the console wars if it existed. It is the successor to the console that came with the game Zelda Breath of the Wild, which brought impressive mobility and power to the palm of your hand. Yes, we're talking about the original Nintendo Switch. But what would you say if I told you the successor is on the horizon? The world of video games is constantly evolving, and one of the most iconic companies in the industry, Nintendo, the guardian of most of our childhoods, is once again in the spotlight with the imminent arrival of its next console, popularly known as Nintendo Switch 2. Although the official name has yet to be confirmed, the expectations and rumors surrounding this console have generated a great deal of excitement in the gaming community. Below, we'll explain everything we know so far about this highly anticipated successor. We all know how secretive the Big N can be when it comes to information. Obviously, their goal is to keep the public from finding out anything. But luckily, the first thing we're going to talk about isn't a rumor or leaked information, although many details have indeed been leaked behind Nintendo's back. Nevertheless, the first thing we'll mention is what is official, general, and necessary for the entire public. Several indicators suggest that the official announcement of the Nintendo Switch successor could happen at any time within the current fiscal year, which extends until March of 2025. This has led many to speculate the console could be revealed before the 2024 holiday season, with a possible release in early 2025. This strategy would be similar to that of the original Nintendo Switch, which was announced in October of 2016 and released in March of 2017. Let's face it, this is completely speculative, but we needed to clarify something. We're all calling this console the Nintendo Switch 2, but that might not actually be its name. It might not even be a part of the Switch line. It might have a different name or an enhanced name like Big Switch or something like that. While there are likely to be differences, we need to talk about something very conspicuous: the design. When we talk about the design, we can't ignore the comfort offered by its predecessor. A perfect design for both handheld and on-screen play, allowing the enjoyment of even AAA games. So, what can we expect from the Super Nintendo Switch? It could be physically larger than its predecessor, which would make sense considering the technical improvements that are expected. The console could feature a 1080p screen, which would be an upgrade from the original Switch's 720p display. This increase in resolution, along with a larger screen size, could significantly improve the gaming experience in both portable and TV modes. But also, and I think this should be considered, is the functionality of the buttons. How do you think it should be? Well, guess what? This is one of the things that, fortunately for many, has been leaked. In fact, some of you may have already heard about it. The Switch 2's Joy-Cons could be magnetically attached to the console, instead of sliding into a rail like the current model. This new connection method would not only be innovative, but also improve the durability and the ease of use of the controllers. However, it remains to be seen how this connection will perform in terms of stability and resistance during intensive use. Not to mention, and here we're going to deviate from all the leaks, something that's been rumored on the internet lately and could be confirmed or debunked at any moment is that the new Joy-Cons will have back buttons. This feature has already been seen on controllers for consoles like the Steam Deck or the SCUF controllers used in competitive gaming. These additional buttons could give players more control and customization options in games. There is also talk of including adaptive joysticks, a technology similar to the PlayStation 5's adaptive triggers, that adjust resistance based on in-game actions like drawing a bow or walking on difficult terrain. This innovation could take immersion in Nintendo games to a new level. Now, we come to the part that many people are most excited about. We know that mobile technology has managed to create phones that can run AAA games with virtually no problems. Clearly, this advancement in the industry has motivated Nintendo to explore the next part of its gaming generation. That's why they'll probably use the latest technology to surpass the standards of premium mobile devices. And among the rumors, we can find some very interesting things. One of the rumors that's caused some controversy is the possibility that Nintendo Switch 2 will return using an LCD screen, similar to the original model, instead of an OLED screen like the Switch OLED. While this may be a disappointment to some, it makes sense from a marketing strategy standpoint. By opting for an LCD screen first, Nintendo could release an OLED version later, following an upgrade strategy that maximizes sales. In terms of performance, the Switch 2 is expected to be a significant leap from its predecessor, as it could, or rather would be equipped with an NVIDIA T239 chip, which would reportedly be equivalent to an RTX 2050 graphics card. This chip, which is based on Nvidia's Ampere architecture, would allow the Switch 2 to handle more advanced graphics, including DLSS, or Deep Learning Super Sampling technology, which enables 4K gaming through intelligent upscaling. This console could also support ray tracing, a technology that improves lighting and reflections in games for a more realistic visual experience. Do you think they'll dare to improve Tears of the Kingdom to make it feel on par with this new generation? Let's talk about something really interesting, which is more like the candle or incense that many fans of the company light. We know Nintendo hasn't been very generous with old games, but thanks to Microsoft's backwards compatibility policy and complaints about how poorly PlayStation has treated its users, it wouldn't surprise anyone if they brought back even their oldest catalogs. After all, they have a lot of iconic games. One of the aspects that gamers value most is backwards compatibility, and it seems like Nintendo is taking this very seriously with the Switch 2. The new console is expected to be compatible with the original Switch games in both physical and digital formats. This would mean that players wouldn't have to leave their game libraries behind when they upgrade to the new console, which is a big draw for many. It's also expected that online accounts from the original Switch will be unified with those of the Switch 2, making the transition between the two generations easier. As for older games, we'll just have to wait and see. Another rumor suggests the Switch 2 could come with 12GB of RAM, a significant leap from the original Switch's 4GB. This would allow the console to handle more demanding games and provide a smoother user experience. As for storage, speculation has it the new console could offer 256GB of internal storage, a massive improvement over the original Switch's 32GB. While 256GB may still seem low compared to competing consoles, it's understandable given that this is a portable console where size and storage costs are critical considerations. However, given the power of today's phones, which can reach up to 500GB, Nintendo may surprise us. Nintendo is likely planning a marketing strategy that includes different versions of the Switch 2. By releasing a model with an LCD screen first, the company could leave the door open for a more expensive OLED version later. This tactic wouldn't be new. In fact, it's been seen with other tech products where a premium version is released after the standard model to attract more demanding consumers. Although many details about the Nintendo Switch 2 remain rumors and speculation, the information that's emerged so far suggests that Nintendo is working on a console that could exceed gamers' expectations. With improvements in power, memory, and controller functionality, the Switch 2 has the potential to become a milestone in the history of video game consoles. While we may have to wait until 2025 to get our hands on it, the anticipation and excitement continues to grow as gamers around the world prepare for what promises to be a new era in portable gaming. That concludes everything we know so far about the console that could break the internet in 2025. It's almost certain that this could be released next year or in 2026 at the latest. Let us know what you think in the comments down below.